But moving on from number 22, moving up to number 21, we have a player who right now is better than Duncan Robinson. Next year it could be a different story, but his career has shown us that he's consistently an 18-point per game guy. We have Evan Fournier.
Yeah, I mean, before we even start, to say at 21, outside the top 20, we have an 18 point per game guy. I just feel it was insane. We were talking again, small forward. If you had 20 per game, you were top 10. A guy like Bowen was top 10. And to say Evan Fournier is that much worse than a guy like Bowen in terms of scoring efficiently, I mean, it almost feels harsh to have Fournier at 21. But based on the fact that there is so many versatile and good players at this position,
Yep.
himself outside the top 20. But yes, offensively, being just a pure scorer, Evan Fournier, obviously one of the best in his positions.
Yeah, and he's been doing it for a long time too. He's proven it. He's proven to be consistent at that level. It's at a small forward, he's top 15. Shooting guard, he's not even top 20.
Yeah, and I mean that just depends too. We actually had Ross from the Magic as a small forward, but either one of them could play it. Evan Fournier is the taller of the two, obviously assuming his shot, meaning his shots could get above some of the larger players. But at the time, I mean, qualifying him as a shooting guard, that is primarily where he's played in his career. Last year, he was among the best with 39% three-point percentage. Round up, he's at 42, like a couple other guys we talked about as well. 12th in points, 18 and a half, like you mentioned, and just been very consistent in that regard. He's never under 15 points per game. He's still rather young too. It feels like Evan Fournier's been in the league forever. He's not
He
even,
feels like he's old.
yeah, I don't even believe he's 30 yet. I think he's 28, 29. So
Yeah.
to say that Evan Fournier can't maybe have a final like 1 or 2 years where he puts up a borderline 20 points per game isn't ridiculous to think, especially if the Magic do move on from one of Fournier and Ross, and they really find themselves a lot more shots in whatever different offense they play. Who knows what Evan Fournier could fully become, but I think this is probably about where we see him.
They're such a him and Ross, I find, are such equal players. Where Fournier is a little bit better, more offensively. He's more of your traditional shooting guard, and Ross is just a little bit better than him defensively. So they're very similar players. But yeah, if one of them left that team one way or another, then it would open up a lot of minutes for the other player.
Absolutely. I guess a big bother too, like I said, is the fact he is so offensive. When a guy's 6'7" and he still averages under 3 rebounds per game, it is hard to see. I know he plays the shooting guard position, obviously not crashing the net, doesn't have to, but still, I mean, when I
Mm-hmm.
think you're that big, there should at least be some room there to get at least like 4 per game. And I just feel like in reality, that's just a guy not really wanting to. So that's something Evan Fournier definitely needs to work on as well.
And but he'll consistently be in their top 25. He'll be there next year. He's not going out of that position. So I think that's he'll stay there. He'll stay in probably in that roughly that position, but he's probably potential to me at this point of his career. He's likely never going to crack the top 15.
Oh, definitely
But
not at 15, definitely not at this position.
I don't even know if he'll crack the top 20 at this point because I think he's kind of topped out at what he is. But if he keeps going on what he is, he's still a very good player in this league.
For sure.